Hey, it's Rick Quattro here. Let me show you this solution that I have for table titles that are below the table. And we know what's happening here. Let's save this document as a PDF and show you this. And you know what we have is a cross-reference to the table title, and the table title is below the table. So what ends up happening is when we have this cross-reference, let's bring this over here. And let's make this bigger so you can see it. And part of this may be clipped, but you'll see what's going on here. So I'm gonna zoom way in here to this table title and this cross reference. And of course, when I click on it, what it's going to do is it's going to take me to the table title. Let me zoom out a little bit. That's a little bit too much. So let's go here. And then again, if I click on this cross reference, what happens is I don't see the top of the table, and that's I think what the original poster is worried about. So let's close this and let's go back to FrameMaker. So what we have is we have this cross reference to the title below the table. Now what I typically do to solve this is I'll create a special anchor paragraph for the table. And I'll call it, you know, table anchor, figure anchor, or whatever, and I'll show you how I format that. So I'm going to bring up the paragraph designer, and my cursor is right here, and I'm going to create a new paragraph. And I'm going to call it table anchor. And I'm going to say create style. I don't want to do that. I just want to click apply and then update style. Now what happens here is, let's go to the numbering, and we don't have any numbering yet. And what we'll do is we're going to take a look at the formatting of this paragraph. So this is our table title paragraph. We're going to copy this format here, the auto number format, and we're going to actually put that here. And we're going to say update style. Now we're going to actually see that, and we don't want to see it, but we'll show you how to take care of that in a minute. So first of all, we don't really need any formatting here. All we need is the building block. So we're going to get rid of the colon, and we'll get rid of the prefix, and then we have to leave the T colon because that's our series. We're going to update that. So really all we have is a 1, and that tells us that that's table 1. And what we're going to do here is we're going to change this format, and we're just going to have the building block be N instead of N plus. So what that's going to do is that's going to carry over the previous auto number. So we're going to update the style. And so that N actually brings over the N plus from this table anchor paragraph. So now what we do is we change our cross-reference to, instead of pointing to the table title, we're going to point to the table anchor. Let's pull this out so you can see it. And we're going to click replace. And it's going to look the same. It's going to look the same. Now, however, it's actually going to point to this paragraph that's above the table instead of this paragraph that's below it. So that when we click on the cross-reference, it's going to take us to the top of the table. So let's save this as PDF. And we'll view the output, and we'll bring it over, and let's just zoom up here a little bit. And now what's going to happen is, instead of jumping down to the bottom of the table because that's where the title is, it's actually going to just jump to the top of the table, which is what we want. And you can do the same thing with figures as well. Now let's figure out what we got to do here as far as formatting. Well, really all we have to do is maybe come up with maybe a small size. So we'll make this 2 points, and we're going to update it. We'll make it 0 line spacing, and then we'll actually make it white. So the color will be white. So it's not going to appear on the screen, but it's going to give us our auto number. So again, to summarize, so we have a table anchor paragraph format, and that has our building block. That has our N plus. So it's going to increment the table number like we want to. and that's going to be the target of our cross-reference. And then we have a companion paragraph format called table title, and that's going to be just N. That's going to carry the number from the previous table. And just so you can see that, let's copy this and paste it. So now we have table 2, and then we'll cross-reference that second table. So now we have table 2, and again, if we Control-Alt-Click on this, it's going to actually take you to this little anchor paragraph instead of taking you to the title below. And we have the title repeating obviously on both pages, but it's still table 2, which is what we want. So if you have any questions about that, post on the forum or send me an email to rick@frameexpert.com.